Hi everybody, I want to take a minute to let you know about the history of Weaving Influence. So I founded Weaving Influence in 2012, but I want to tell you a bit about the backstory. Weaving Influence was actually the name of a blog that I started in 2010. I had been looking for a name to describe what I might be writing about, and one thing you'll learn if you read my book is that oftentimes when we brand ourselves, it's a discovery-driven process. And when I started the Weaving Influence blog back in 2010, I wasn't even sure what I was going to be writing about. I was wanting to write about social media marketing and leadership and connections. And so Weaving Influence was the name of the blog that I started. And if you look at our archives, it goes back, before the company. When I decided that I wanted to form a company and I started taking on clients, I actually had a different business name, which you may or may not know. I really realized that Weaving Influence as a name better encapsulated what I wanted my business to become. So when I finally did officially begin to be in business, we use the name Weaving Influence, and we get compliments on the name all the time. So I'll tell you, my husband is the one who came up with the name, and I really feel like it does incorporate who and what we want to be about in the world. So Weaving Influence exists to create opportunities. I like to think about creating opportunities in three ways. The first was I wanted to create opportunities for people to do meaningful work in a flexible way. When I started Weaving Influence, my youngest child was only like 4 or 5, and I was still at home, and so I have a lot of empathy for moms and dads and people who want to be able to be a certain kind of parent and be present for their families. Even people who aren't parents want the opportunity to live their lives and not have their lives taken over by work. So when I think about creating opportunities, what I wanted was opportunities for people to do great work with flexibility. So that was the first. The second is we want to create opportunities for our clients' work to go out into the world in a bigger way, to help them create more reach. So we're creating opportunities for our clients. And the third kind of opportunity that we're creating is the opportunity for people out there in the world to access learning from our authors. So we've built this community around us of people who attend our webinars, people who participate in our book launches, and we're creating opportunities for them. So I want to share with you just a few of the highlights of our journey and history at Weaving Influence. So I founded the company in 2012 and right away had several subcontractors who were helping me with projects. I realized that I needed a team around me because our clients needed the work to be done for them. And so starting in 2012, we had some team members, contractors, some of them are still working with us today. We transitioned to an in-office approach in 2015, and part of that was instigated because a client needed us to manage shipping and warehousing books, and books were like taking over my house when I was still working from home. So in 2015, we got an office and we started working out of the office. And at that time, we were a blended company. We had in-person office staff. We also had remote contractors and remote employees. And it was actually in 2015 that we converted our company to an S corporation, and we actually hired employees instead of only working with contractors. So that was a big milestone in 2015. Another important milestone is when we added health insurance benefits, and that was, I think, 2017. And that represented our desire to be able to keep team members, to attract top talent. And since we added health insurance, we've also been adding other benefits to be able to create a place where people want to stay and thrive in their careers. In 2019, we had an amazing opportunity to first bring our team together. Most of our team was able to be with us in person for an in-person vision and planning gathering. We did have a few people who joined us remotely, and that was a really significant milestone and experience, and one of the highlights for me so far. Like other organizations, we were challenged by COVID in 2020, and it, of course, nearly immediately closed our office. We did return to the office in June of 2022, and we do now again have some office staff along with our remote employees. We've operated in various states with employees, maybe 5 or 6 various states. We still do use a blend of contractors and employees to do work here at Weaving Influence depending on the need of the project, and so we're so glad that you've joined us.